Achieving something we desire for is not an easy task. It is not difficult too. It becomes possible to achieve success when one's soul is determined and followed by all disciplines. Human life is difficult to live when one faces difficulties and challenges in their journey of life. But these difficulties do not exist forever. It is said that the difficult roads take us to the beautiful destination. But we see people around us lose their hopes and aspiration towards life when they begin facing troubles on the way to the road of their destination. Achieving success is not a piece of cake. It needs continuity of tasks needed for the achievement. We have to walk wholeheartedly towards what we really want to achieve. Then only the success is possible. Hello my dear students, welcome to CMI's online classes. In today's class, in this video, we are going to start a new chapter from our English literature, that is a poem, and the title of the poem is Don't Quit and is written by John Greenleaf Whittier. And to say about the poet, John Greenleaf Whittier was an American poet and advocate of the abolition of slavery in the United States. Frequently listed as one of the fireside poets, he was influenced by the Scottish poet Robert Burns. Whittier is remembered particularly for his anti-slavery writings as well as for his long narrative poem Snowbound. And this poem, Don't Quit, is also one of the finest poems ever written in English literature that inspires every individual to do something, achieve something in life. And now to speak about the poem Don't Quit by John Greenleaf Whittier is an inspirational poem that talks about our perseverance. The narrator of the poem uses many instances, examples of misfortune like poor financial condition, slow pace, etc., to say that none of these is a good enough reason to stop. He says that we never know how close one might be to one's goal. The poem urges the readers to keep trying no matter what, because we never know which blow by the hammer may break the stone. In spite of how tired one might be of the journey, the narrator urges the reader to take rest and continue, but never quit. The poem is one of the most inspirational poems written ever. The positive and optimistic words of the poem fill one with boundless zeal to face the challenges of life. The poem teaches us that while trudging the roads of life, at times we will face steep ascents. We must not get discouraged ever, as these will go wrong also. There will come times when our savings will be spent on meeting the needs of life. There might come times when we have to borrow money also. We may have to feel sadness also. We may feel that this will never end. At such time, we should take a short break but never quit making efforts to come out of our troubles. The poet says, life is quite unpredictable and strange. Quitting means we will never ever win. The poet urges us to keep hanging on. If we keep trying, we may win any time. Success actually is nothing but moving from one failure to another without getting upset. The poet appeals to us that when we are facing the hardest time, it is at this time we must not quit. We must remember that after every darkness comes the morning. So this was the summary of the poem. I hope you have understood what the poem wants to say and what message the poet wants to give to us, to his readers. The poem is of 3 stanzas. Now we will do the paraphrasing of the poem. We will do the stanza wise description of the poem while reading it. At first I will read the poem, and after that I will explain the poem again stanza wise. And the poem reads like this. Don't Quit by John Greenleaf Whittier. When things go wrong, as they sometimes will, when the road you are trudging seem all uphill, when the funds are low and the debts are high, and you want to smile but you have to sigh, when care is pressing you down a bit, rest if you must, but don't you quit. Life is strange with its twists and turns, as every one of us sometimes learns, and many a failure comes about when he might have won had he stuck it out. Don't give up though the pace seems slow, you may succeed with another blow. Success is failure turned inside out, the silver tint of clouds of doubt. And you never can tell just how close you are. It may be near when it seems so far, so stick to the fight when you are hardest hit. It's when things seem worst that you must not quit. So this was how the poem reads. The very beautiful poem by John Greenleaf Whittier. Now I am going to explain the poem stanza wise. The first stanza, which reads like this. When things go wrong, as they sometimes will, when the road you are trudging seem all uphill, when the funds are low and the debts are high, and you want to smile but you have to sigh, when care is pressing you down a bit, rest if you must, but don't you quit. This is the first stanza of the poem, and in this first stanza the poet says that there may be times when things go wrong. Life seems to be uphill all the time. The debts are high and the income flowing is low. We may want to smile, but we all do is sigh, bogged down by the cares we are faced with. In such circumstances, in such situation, the poet says that while we may rest if we must, but we should not quit. And now the second stanza. Life is strange with its twists and turns, as every one of us sometimes learns, and many a failure comes about when he might have won had he stuck it out. Don't give up though the pace seems slow, you may succeed with another blow. In this second stanza, the poet says that all of us learn at some point or other that life takes some strange turns. We find that we have failed but might have succeeded had we hung on just a little longer. We tend to give up when things do not seem to move or happen, not realizing that all that was required from our side was one more try, just one more try. And now I am going to explain the third stanza, and the third stanza reads like this. Success is failure turned inside out. the silver tint of the clouds of doubt, and you never can tell just how close you are. It may be near when it seems so far. So stick to the fight when you are hardest hit. It is when things seem worst that you must not quit. And in this third stanza, the poet describes success as just failure turned inside out. However, the silver-tinted clouds of doubt keeps us from realizing how close we are to success, although it may seem far. So we should keep fighting even when we think things are at their worst, because that is the time we must never quit. So I hope this paraphrasing has also helped you all to understand more about the poem, what actually the poem wants to say and deliver to its readers. Actually, the poem is very simple, but sincere exhortation of the poet to not quit but keep trying despite the circumstances. So whatever the condition may be, whatever the situation we face, whatever the circumstances, the difficult situation we are surrounded with, if we want to achieve something, if our target is just ahead of us, we should not stop trying. We should not quit until we achieve success. Because once we achieve success, we all feel pleasure in all the difficulties we have faced, and it becomes an inspiration for all those aspiring hearts who are lagging behind achieving something in their life, who has a goal to achieve something and do something great in their life. So the poet and the poem give us a very positive idea, a very positive insight to encourage us, to encourage everyone how to succeed in life, how to achieve success in our life. I hope the poem has been very helpful for all the students, for all of you, to become determined for what you have ever wanted to achieve. So this was all for today's class. I hope now you have understood well the poem, and now you are able to complete the tasks from the poem also. So this much for today's class. Thank you, all of you. Take care.